Greetings, this is Amy Wentley. Today's video is a knitting technique video, and this one is on how to capture floats when you're working two-color stranded knitting. Now this is a revival of a video that I did back in 2018, so I just want to give you a little heads up that the graph that we're using was actually for a particular project at that time. And before we came into this video, we worked a speed swatch, which is a way of mimicking working in the round to be able to swatch. So the fabric that I'm working on is going to look a little different because it's going to have lots of strands in the back from that speed swatch technique. That can come up in a future video again. I'll revive that. You can look on my channel and you can find information on how to do a speed swatch if you're interested. But just so you know, I'll be working with a swatch that has strands in the back like that for a speed swatch. But I will be covering the technique to capture your floats. So also on that, the particular pattern that we're working with talks about or has some slip stitches in it, and I talk about capturing if you run into that eventuality. But I think it's a good video. It's got a lot of good information, so that's why I'm bringing it back. And take a look and let me know what you think. Here's the video.
So in the last video I showed you how to do a speed swatch, and we finished 3 rows, and this is what it looks like right now. We're going to go ahead and follow this chart, and we're going to start with row 4, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways to capture floats on the back so that you don't have these big floats that could catch on your jewelry or your fingers. Usually we capture floats when we are going to span probably more than 4 stitches, I would say. So if you've got 5 or more stitches that you're spanning in the back, I've even caught yarn when I was just spanning 3. But I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you how to capture your dominant color, and I'll also show you how to capture your background color. And then in row 6, what I'll do is show you how to how you can capture floats when you've got those slip stitches going on in the pattern. So here we go. I just finished row 3 where I was working with red and white, and I'm going to be working with red and white again. So I'm going to knit the selvage stitches with red and white, or this is yellowish kind of too. So red and light, let's say, together. And then I'm going to set up my hands where I have my dominant color in my left hand and my background color in my right hand. Okay, and I'm going to start row 4. So row 4 is red, white, red, red. Okay, so red, light, red, red. Now notice that in this row there is a span of 5 red stitches. When you're knitting them, you're carrying a white float in the back, and that can get pretty long and get caught on things. So what we want to do is capture that white thread in the back so that the float's shorter. Okay, so you've already knit 2. Usually I'll try to capture in the middle stitch, so we're coming up on that. And all you have to do, catching the dominant color is very easy. It's in your left hand, and all you have to do is put your needle in as if to knit and have it go under that light yarn on your back needle. So you have that yarn coming up across the needle, and that's the stitch that you're going to be working. So you wrap the red and you pull the red under that yellow stitch, that light stitch, and off the needle, and then it's caught back there. And you go ahead and you knit the next 2 stitches in red, and see how it just catches up that strand in the back so that it's much smaller now. It's not as long as this. It's all caught up back there. So I'll show you how to do that one more time. This is with your dominant color. So it's time for a light. And then now I'm going to do 5 reds again, and I'm going to capture the 3rd stitch. So 1, 2. This is my third stitch, so I'm going to put my needle in and under that yarn, the light yarn. I'm going to wrap and I'm going to bring the stitch under there and off the needle and knit the next 2. So you can see how that yarn is captured there in the back. It's not big float like on previous rows. Okay, and I get to do that one more time and I'm at the end of the row. So just watch. 1, 2, and then 3 I'm going to capture. And 4 and 5. And then I knit the last 2 stitches with both colors. There we go. Okay, and when you get to the end of the row, this is a time where you can pull your stitches a little bit, tighten them up, make things a little happy over here. It's a little bit tighter. You can do the same thing on this end too. Tighten things up just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Okay. Spread your stitches out. And in the next row, it is going to be the light color and the red again. So spread my stitches out, and I'm going to carry my floats across the back. Sorry about that. About the same size as the other ones. Carry the floats back there. Pinch it, and I'm going to knit the first 2 selvage stitches in those 2 colors together. 1, 2. Okay, then I'm at my marker. So on this row, I'm going to be capturing the background color, and that's a little bit harder. So I'm going to set up my hands so that I have the background color in my right hand, the dominant color in my left hand. And I'm going to start out with a light and then a red and 2 lights. So it's going to be light, a red, and 2 lights. And you will see here that I've got 5 stitches, light stitches, and I'm going to want to capture the background color behind those 5 light stitches. So I've got 2 done already, and this is the one I want to capture. What you need to do is, the first thing you need to do is keep your light color in the back here. Put your needle in the stitch as if you're going to knit, and take the background color, in this case the red, and you're going to wrap it like you're going to knit. Bring it to the front, and then I bring it up over the left needle and grab my finger here to keep it out of the way and tight, okay? Then you grab your light stitch and you're going to bring it between those 2 parts of the yarn there, and you're going to drop all this business off the needle, okay? And then there's your background color again. Put it in your right hand and you're set to go. We'll try that again. So this is stitch 4 and stitch 5 in the light color. This is the red that we would knit with next. And then we're going to be doing 5 lights in a row. So we're going to do the first 2. And then this is the one we're going to capture. So keep your light yarn in the back in your left hand. Put the right hand needle in the stitch as if to knit. Wrap the yarn, the dark yarn, wrap it like you're going to knit, and bring it to the front, and then over the left hand needle and out of the way. Take the light colored yarn and pull it through that gap and take everybody off the needle. Then bring your dark color back over into your right hand and then keep knitting. And I'll show you that one time more. Let me show you how it looks on the back. You're capturing the stitches there. It's beautiful. Very nice. Okay, so we knit a red, and then we're going to do 2 lights, and then capture another one. 2 lights, and then I put this through as if to knit, wrap the dark color around and bring it up over the left needle get it out of the way, pull the light color through the gap and drop everyone off. Bring the dark color back to your right hand and finish the row. And we're going to knit the 2 selvage stitches again with both colors of yarn together. There you go. Okay, now this very last one, when you are working with some of these slip stitches in this pattern, you're actually going to be carrying yarn in the back. So for instance here, this is blue, blue, slip a red, blue, blue, but that white yarn is actually being stranded behind here that whole time. So you need to make a decision about how you're going to capture that dominant white thread in the background to keep from having a large float. And what I do is I capture it on the 4th stitch, because you can't capture it on the 3rd because you slipped this one. So you're going to capture it on the 4th. So I will show you how that will work. So in this case, again, you are now going to be working with white and blue, but you're going to bring your maroon, your dark color and your light color across the back, and you're going to capture them in the 1st stitch. Then you're going to drop your maroon and you're going to pick up your blue, and your blue is a few rows down, so just let it hang some so that you have some looseness there on the edge. Use that to wrap that, to work the 2nd stitch in those 2 colors, and now you're ready to go. So you want to situate your dominant color and your background color in the correct hands. So I've got my light color in my left hand and my background color in my right hand, and then the pattern is blue, slip, blue, blue, white. Okay, I'm going to capture the white here right next to that slip stitch. So it's going to be blue, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to capture, or I'm going to slip the red, and then I'm going to capture the light, and then I'm going to do another blue, and then we're going to start this repeat: light, blue, blue, slip, blue, blue, light, blue, blue, slip, blue, blue. And whenever I'm slipping, I'm going to capture on the stitch afterwards. So it's going to be light, blue, blue, slip, and I'm going to capture on this one blue, blue, light, blue, blue, slip, and I'm going to capture on the next one blue, blue, and then end with the 3 stitches light, blue, blue. And then the last 2 stitches are done with the blue and the light held together. Blue, blue, or blue and light. There you go. So that's that. And you'll notice now in the back, in these last few rows that we did, we don't have a bunch of big floats back here. Things are nice and kind of condensed and really cohesive back there. You don't want them to be tight, but you want them to be, you know, a good solid fabric. So there you go. So that's this video, and thank you for being here, and there will be a new video coming on tubular cast on very shortly. Thank you. Bye-bye.